Hello, so this is a video stating that my life feels like sometimes I relax in my bed for 30 minutes at a time and in between cigarettes, and then I go down 2 flights of stairs, smoke a cigar, and go up 2 flights of stairs and do that 30 times a day. I drink about 20 cups of instant coffee a day, and I do that for the buzz. I'm addicted to the buzz of coffee and cigarettes. My life is like this never ending pain and suffering. And I have to walk all the time 24/7 just so I can get this buzz. I'm so addicted to the buzz of coffee and cigarettes that I just walk all the time. I never stop. Technically, what I could do is just rot in bed 24/7, but I'm a smoker. So that means I have to work all the time. I have hardly any money, but at least I can afford the cigars I need as long as they're at the store and I can purchase the cigars I need at the store, and these are like double diamonds, so they're the size of cigarettes, but they're cigars. And I just find that my life is like never ending pain and suffering. On top of that, I in between rotting in bed and going for cigarettes, sometimes I'll sit at this desk and use my computer, or I'll watch Studio Ghibli movies, or I'll think to myself, wow, I should really just give up the cigarettes, but I can't do it because if I gave them up, I could, do something important with my life. And then it's also saying to myself that I need like 30 years sober just to feel okay. And my body, oh my God, my body is always in pain. When I walk upstairs, I have to stop and breathe and catch my breath because I can't breathe. This is what I'm saying. I think I'm like pseudo physically disabled because I walk 24/7, so I can walk, but my body is in so much pain that I have to take breaks and lie in my bed for like 30 minutes or 40 minutes between cigars or cigarettes. And just like my life is like my body is always in pain. I was taking Excedrin, which is over the counter painkiller. Well, it's like an over the counter painkiller, and I was taking Excedrin, but I stopped taking it because the caffeine in Excedrin compounded with all the coffee I drink is way too much caffeine. And also, I felt like I had a heart attack from the Excedrin. I literally thought I was having a heart attack. I had like these sweats and I thought I was gonna die. And I'll state for the record that because of my schizophrenia, I wake up in a cold sweat every freaking morning, and I do take a shower every day and brush my teeth. I have good hygiene, but I think I'm just afraid of being homeless because my life would be really bad if I was homeless. My life would be like pain and suffering. I'd have no toilet to take a shit in the toilet. I'd have no fucking toilet. My life would be pain and suffering if I was homeless. I don't understand how to do real world things because I was an addict for 4 years. I never developed some of these life skills. Like I've had jobs before, but I never developed some of these life skills that you need, even though I probably have more life skills than most people, well, than a lot of people, I would say. I don't have life skills like there's no way. I just know that I can't work 40 hours a week. There's no fucking way, man. There's no way. I can't do it. It's too hard. Since I was an addict, and I'll also, I'm 2 years sober now, and I have the badges, the Narcotics Anonymous badges, and I'm 2 years sober. And also, I'll state for the record what happened in my life. Another reason I feel like my life was pain and suffering, and still kind of is, I'll be honest, even though I do have housing and food, and I can take a shower every day. I have all these beautiful, wonderful, or all these wonderful, all these things in my room, all these beautiful or wonderful. Well, I don't know if they're like beautiful or. Okay, my mind is cutting me off when I say that. I have all these objects in my room, like books and movies and shit, but it just doesn't stop the solitary confinement kind of loneliness I'm experiencing, where I'm just alone in a room 24/7 in between cigarettes when I go outside for a smoke and then come back in here. Not to mention there's some questionable people in this fucking house, man. And I will state for the record that I would like my own apartment so that I don't have to worry about other people. But when you're living on Social Security, when you're living on no money and Social Security, you can't afford anything. You have hardly any money. You're so poor, and you can't work because of all the drugs you did and being raped 40 times and constantly suffering every day and suffering from a cigarette addiction. You just can't work. There's no way I can work. I need like 30 years sober before I can even get a job and just start living, do live on my own. It's not like I don't already do everything myself. Nobody helps me with anything. I get shit done every single day. I'm always getting shit done. And it's like I just work 24/7 and I make no, well, I call it working. I'm essentially like working and not making any money since what I'm doing doesn't make me money. I'm just doing this, going out, like walking all day feels like work to me. Like I'm just working all the time so I can walk up and down these stairs. And let's say for the record, when I was younger, I did drugs for 4 years, really hard drugs. So I've done really hard drugs for 4 years. Except I didn't do heroin. I wasn't doing heroin, but I was doing other things, mostly triple C or Robitussin, and I smoked crack and like just like all sorts of different drugs. I was experimenting with LSD, mushrooms, all sorts of shit, and what I call poison, which is actually marijuana, but I believe it's a poisonous plant now, so I call it poison. I don't call it marijuana. I say it's just a disgusting drug. It's like the worst drug. Like obviously, if you want a clean drug, you're gonna want to do triple C, which is Coracid HBP. And I'm not saying you should do drugs. That's not what I'm saying. Don't take this the wrong way. And anyways, I did those drugs for 4 years, so that was really destroying my mind, and I ended up losing my fucking mind. And this is a video essentially on everything I'm going through or have been through, and I lost my mind completely for like an entire year because I did so much drugs that my mind was completely lost. And I was like, I wasn't even conscious, and during this time, I was brain dead essentially. Someone raped me and another person raped me, and I was raped by two different people. And in total, I've been like raped 40 times, and a rapist broke my hymen. And yeah, I've been raped like 40 times, and I developed a fear of fucking everybody. And I said, the only place I'm safe is if I lock myself in my room and never leave my room. And I still sometimes feel that way, that everybody is dangerous, and I can't decide who is trustworthy and who isn't. I feel like nobody is trustworthy. I feel like my mindset prevents me from being friends with people. Um, it's like if you've been through what I've been through, you'd probably kill yourself. You'd probably end up committing suicide if you have been through what I've been through. So when these fucking like when I listen, like I know I'm a talk about this sometimes, but rap music is like I listen to rap music and think about it and say like, yeah, if you've been through what I've been through, you would fucking kill yourself. It's like that's why I sort of have a mindset because I listen to this album Triple X by Danny Brown, and it's like the most similar to me that I can. It's like so similar to my own mindset. This album Triple X by Danny Brown, which was made in 2012, and it's like I haven't found a single rapper who actually understood my mindset before. And I do relate to Suicide Boys a lot, however, and I don't relate to most rap music because most of it is just about fucking as many women as possible and saying you're street when you haven't even been through anything. I mean, I feel like these people who call themselves street in these rap songs haven't really been through anything. They don't accurately describe what the streets are actually like. It's just a bunch of miserable people who are homeless or like doing drugs, and that's all there is to say about it. I've been on the streets. I mean, they don't really talk about anything. They're just like, oh, I sell crack. Like I like a fucking like they say something like I sell crack. It's like yeah, that's pretty serious, but they say it in like a way that's like it doesn't make it sound serious. They're just saying like, "Oh, yeah, I did something bad. I'm one of the bad boys." I'm like, "Bro, it's like it's just I feel like I'm more of a Sigma male than every single one of these rap artists because I still to this day work 24/7. That's what I'm saying, and I don't make any money doing it. I feel like my mindset and myself, I feel like I'm like a Sigma male, and I've also decided never to have some sort of affair, or well, I'll call it an affair with a woman since I decided that I can't deny that I am in love with one person who is Meredith Godrow of Gregory and the Hawk, and since I'm in love with them and I put a ring on my finger for them, I'm actually being abstinent and not being with a woman. Also, I fear impregnating. I fear the idea of, or I fear like I don't want to make a woman pregnant, and that's one thing. I want to be alone for my whole life for that reason. And then also, for the record, my schizophrenia, I mean, maybe the reason I think about these types of things so much is that my schizophrenia is essentially like I just have to be the fucking dominant male. Like, nobody knows what the fuck I'm doing, nobody knows anything about me, but I just work and work and work and work just so I can prove for some reason, well, not prove, but just to sort of understand that I am the dominant fucking male. And like, just I have such a deep understanding of crack rock, by the way, even though I don't have a lot of experience actually doing it in the streets. I've done it about 6 times, and honestly, I'm just like, I have such a deep understanding of this, my love for, well, my love for crack rock. Even though I made a promise I will never smoke crack rock again, I need to be 30 years sober, I need to be a lifetime of sobriety, I need to understand. Like, I have this mindset where I have to be this Sigma male, just like this fucking mindset that I, even if I lie in bed for 40 minutes and then go out for a smoke and then come back and lie in bed for 40 minutes and then come and go out, it's like I just like, I feel like I'm the dominant male simply because I suffer more than anybody I've ever met in my life. I feel like all I do is fucking suffer, and I'm so fucking smart too. I'm really smart. Like, I actually perform every single day, and I'm also just, I have a pretty good IQ, and I'm not like a genius with my IQ, I guess, but I feel like I'm really smart. And it's like, I just, that's just like, that's my mindset. It's just like, yes, I mean, I even like say, like, it's just really crazy, bro. And like, I don't know what to say, man. But it's like, even if I don't want a woman and I'm not attempting to seduce any women or coin any women, I'm not trying to get a woman. I don't need a woman. That's what I'm saying. I debated about it so much in my head. Like, is it morally acceptable for me to actually be with a woman and have sex with this woman? And I said no. It doesn't seem like it's morally acceptable since of what I have done with Meredith Godrow. And as a result of that, I'm actually preventing myself from being with a woman, even if I'm just alone in solitary confinement doing this, all of this work and, surviving on my own for the rest of my life. Because, I mean, that's the way it is. If you get thrown in the streets, nobody's going to help you and you're going to be homeless. And I don't understand how to escape this kind of situation. I don't even have a driver's license. I've never learned how to drive. And I just feel like I'm the Sigma male of this world. I feel like I'm sort of the dominant male. I mean, if you saw my mind or my schizophrenia, it's both extremely logical and extremely frightening. It's extremely fucking scary, but I'm like the only person who knows how to handle it. I just feel like this is a video, like, it's some sort of like, I feel like, how people say, like, oh, Andrew Tate, man, he's the fucking guy, man, he's the fucking man. That's what they say about Andrew Tate, but I say that's bullshit. I feel like I'm more of a dominant male than fucking Andrew Tate. Also, I mean, like, yeah, I'm like, I feel like I'm more of a dominant male. And also, I don't really feel bad that I'm not looking for a woman. It's not like I've never had one before. That's what I'm saying. 6 years ago, I had a girlfriend. But back then, I was, by my lot, no, well, by reality, I was, still a woman back then, but now I'm a man. And I said, should I get a girlfriend now that I'm a man, even though I had one 6 years ago? her name was, well, I don't want to say her name in this video, but we were like both homeless at the time, and I feel like I was homeless for 6 years just because of the way I was living my life. I wasn't actually homeless, but the way I was living was essentially like a homeless person. I would walk around the city all the time. I would do drugs all the time, and I would go to these people's houses who were raping me, and I would just like my life was just fucking hell on earth, and I lived in these group homes with these fucking insane people, and I went to like probably more than like 10 or 11, maybe more than that, like 12 psych wards or more. I don't even know how many psych wards I've been to when I was doing drugs. I've just been through so much, and now look what I'm doing. For the past 2 years, I've been working nonstop every single day for absolutely no money. All my money is from my income, which I get from the government. And I'm not actually making any money by all the work and walking that I'm doing. Even though I walk so much, I'm always walking. I feel like, I mean, it's like when you're homeless, you have no choice but to just walk 24/7, or you can take the bus, I guess, if you can afford the bus fare. But I'm saying like homeless people be walking, they be outside in the cold. And it's like I go outside in the cold a lot, but I can only go out there temporarily because I'm not actually homeless. It's not like I'm freezing to death. I don't think that anybody should just freeze to death. I mean, some people seem to be better at managing being outside in the cold for long periods of time, but I'm actually not very good at doing that. But it doesn't alter the fact that I'm walking 24/7. I'm always doing something, even though I'm not really productive. I'm not really consistent with anything I'm doing. I'm just like, I feel like I'm sort of like some kind of Sigma male. I mean, I feel like that's the way I am because I have a tattoo on my arm that says Lonely Dragon, and I feel like the dragon's goal is essentially to understand everything that it needs to know. So by doing this for like as long as I possibly can, I will have such a deep understanding of myself that cannot even be described, like such a deep understanding of what it is that I know. And I just feel like I have such deep rooted, real opinions about very serious topics. So, in that way, my mindset is also very, very valuable in that kind of way, not only in my work that I'm doing, but also in the fact that I'm so intelligent without even reading that much. I hardly read. But I've read a lot in my life, probably more than most people, but I don't really read very much. And I just feel like I'm so smart. My critical thinking skills are like really, really good. And I'm also just like a hardcore person. I'm addicted to brutalizing the fuck out of myself. Because, like, I'll just brutalize the fuck out of myself with my own words. And I wake up in cold sweats every morning because of my mindset. It's really just, I feel like I'm a dominant male in that kind of way. And it's like I debate sometimes if I should be a woman. And sometimes, like the other night, I put on my women's clothes and said, should I be a woman again? Maybe my life wouldn't be so hard. But I sort of realized it hardly makes it, well, it doesn't really make a difference. It only affects my mindset because I can't seem to escape the fact that I want to be a man, even though, like I've said before, my body is like a female, even though I'm a dragon, and that's all I have to say in this video.